The defense case. The defense case starts after the conclusion of prosecution case. If the defendant chooses to give evidence, he will go first and will be examined in chief, cross-examined and re-examined in the normal way. He is followed by any defense witnesses. The defense then closes its case. Defense opening speech. When the prosecution case has ended or following a rejection of submission of no case, the defense case will start. The defense do have the right to make an opening speech at this stage, but only if one or more defense witnesses other than the defendant himself will be called to give factual evidence. So only if the defense witnesses are there to give evidence, only then the defense opening speech could occur. Even though there is a right to defense opening speech in certain circumstances, it is rarely used. Most of the times, the barrister does not prefer it. If the defendant is representative, his legal representatives will call him and take him through the examination in chief. In cases involving more than one defendant, the co-defendant is the first to cross-examine. Before cross-examination by the prosecution. As such, after defendant 1 gives evidence, the legal representative for defendant 2 will be cross-examine him, and then the prosecution will cross-examine him. After this, the legal representative for defendant 1 can re-examine him on any matter arising from the cross-examination. Then comes the defense evidence. Like prosecution evidence, defense evidence can be given by witness live from the witness box in the court. Alternatively, where the evidence is agreed by the prosecution, evidence can be read from the witness statements or presented in the form of written admissions, just as in the case of prosecution evidence. Witness will be examined in chief, cross-examined and re-examined in the same order as the defendant himself. As for prosecution witnesses, defense witnesses cannot go into the court before they give their evidence. But once their evidence is completed, they can remain for the remainder of the case. If the defendant chooses to give evidence, he will give evidence before any other defense witness. In cases involving more than one defendant, each defendant's case is taken separately. For defendant 1 would give evidence, followed by any witnesses, agreed statements and written admissions. Once defendant 1's case was completed, defendant 2 case would commence. So both shall be taken as separate. The second defendant would give evidence after the first defendant's all statements have been completed. Each defendant will close his case by his legal representative saying that is the case for the name of the defendant.